So I'm baking right now, and I just want to speak on something that has been bothering me. Okay, so if when you do makeup, it's supposed to be artistic, okay? It can be therapeutic. Makeup can be anything you want it to be, as long as you feel good about it, okay? Now, please remember that when you put on makeup, you put it on for you. You don't put it on for anybody else. Somebody wants to make a comment, it looks too this, it looks too that. Oh, it's too much this, or it's too much that. So, that's the way you like it, right? Exactly, that's all you matter. The other person, they can hate all they want. Because at the end of the day, I gotta calm down a little bit. At the end of the day, they have something internal that they're not happy with, and they want to project that onto you. So next time somebody says something about your makeup or something about you, just remember, it's about them. They want to project their insecurity. They want to project their malice. They want to project their negativity towards you. And don't allow that. Don't allow them to tear you down. Don't allow them to tear down the person that you're meant to be. At the end of the day, makeup is for fun. For me, it's fun. It's artistic. It's therapeutic. I love it. But that other person, they have something within them that they're just not happy. And sometimes you just gotta let it be. Or sometimes you gotta tell them to screw off. All right, rant is over. That is a quick PSA announcement. Hey guys, it's Kathy Renee here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you joining me for the very first time, my name is Kathy Renee and welcome to the show. Just to give you guys a little idea of what's going on here, I'm gonna do a tutorial based on this look I have here. Hope that you guys can see it. And not only that I'm doing the tutorial based on the eye look, it's also going to be a review using this palette, the Blue Blood palette from Jeffree Star. Okay, so I'm gonna stop rambling on. I'm gonna get it over with. Let's get things started and enjoy the show. Okay, so we're gonna be going in with this beauty right over here, the Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star. Alright, so the first color of the palette we're going to be going in with is this beautiful color right over here, which is called Blue Blood. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe E27 brush. So this palette's a little bit heavy, so bear with me if I'm trying to get comfortable. I went ahead and dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. So what I'm going to do is just kind of like lightly pat it, because it's not as pigmented, but I've noticed that when I'm blending, some of the color kind of like goes in powder, which is okay, which is fine. I'm not like complaining about it. I'm just letting you guys know like the feel of it. And of course, as you guys just saw, I did windshield wiper motions. Right now I'm doing just the little circles. Okay, so I switched mirrors just because I was looking at the camera. I was looking at all kinds of colors right now, and I just so you guys know, as I was switching the mirrors, I went ahead and dipped the brush back again into the palette, into the color, doing my windshield wiper motions, and also blending it out by doing my little circle technique, which I extremely love. And it's so easy to do, you guys. Like if you, I don't know, like sometimes my hand gets tired when I do the windshield wiper motion. And this, I can do this all day literally. And I love it because I feel like with the circular motion, without any other color, I feel like you already are creating this gradient, if you guys can see. And if you guys are following along, you guys will see what I mean. But I just love it. Okay, so I dipped the brush into the palette one more time. And then I'm just packing it in there. And then I'm just doing little circles. I am not going to do windshield wipers this time. I'm just doing little circles, like pack it in there in little circles, so we can keep creating that beautiful gradient. And just take your time with this, you guys. There's no rush. Remember, this makeup is self-expression. Alright, so next color we're going in with is this beautiful shade right over here, which is called Blue Monday. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M573 brush. Alright, so here's what I'm doing. I dip the brush into the palette. I am not dusting it off. what I'm doing is I'm just packing on the color where I want it, which is the outer corner. I'm going a little high and I'm just packing it, like doing little circles like I'm doing right here, because that's the desired area that I want. At the same time, what I'm doing is just blending it out, doing little circles. And of course, you do want to take your time on this and do circular motions while doing little circles, if that makes sense. I dipped the brush back into the palette. I'm not dusting it off. I'm doing the same thing, packing it in like kind of like in a circular way. I'm going to be blending it out, little circles, but like think about it like this. I'm circles, this is the way you blend it, and then circular like that, kind of like you're scribbling, but on the outer corner right over here. And the reason why I'm doing that is I really want to create a really pretty gradient, like we did earlier. We created a gradient, but I want to create another gradient over here, as you can kind of see. And of course, it's not, you know, blended out, and that's fine. Remember, this takes time. Take your time with it. Have fun. Be creative, you guys. Okay. Good. Makeup is also very expressive. It's not just because you want to look good. Yes, you want to look good for yourself, but it's expressive. It's an art. People just don't get that nowadays. Alright, so this is the last time I'm dipping this brush back into the palette. Okay. Good. I don't know if you can see, but for me, at this outer corner, it's a little patchy, but that's okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna pack where it's patchy. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect either. I'm just covering the patches, and then we're just blending it out. And the reason why I'm saying that it doesn't have to be perfect is because we are going to be cutting the crease. So just be patient with it, but still blend. It's not coming out the way you want it. Like right now, it's patchy right now, but that's fine. I'm not like mad at it. I'm bothered, but I'm not mad at it because I'm going to be cutting that crease anyway. Or my goal here is to finish this gradient that I want to create and just pack in that outer corner. Okay, so I'm getting a clean brush right now. I have the Morphe M511 brush. You can use any type of blending brush. You can use the same one that you were using at the beginning. You can use a clean one. Whatever your preference is, whatever works for you, do it for you. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna start, since I want to blend out this gradient as well, I'm gonna start inner crease and then work myself out to the outer crease using little circles. It does not have to be perfect, you guys. I'm just doing this just like a little touch up, that's all. As I stated earlier, I like gradients. I like to create it. So off camera, I went ahead and cut the crease. I cut the crease using the LA Girl Pro Concealer and Flat White Corrector. One of my favorites. I freaking love this formula. I swear by it. The brush that I used to cut the crease was the Morphe M167 brush. Any type of brush will do. This just happens to work for me. Alright, so next color that we're going in with is this beautiful shade right over here. It is called Untouchable. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe M522 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. What I'm going to do is just pack it in there on this corner area, half of the cut crease that we had already cut. I want this more pigmented, so I went ahead and dipped the brush back into the palette again. I'm just packing her in there. Just please be careful with your eye. I don't want you guys to hurt yourselves. Keep packing her in there. It's okay if it's a little bit messy. Just keep in mind that we are going to be going back in and blending it, but first we are taking advantage of the concealer and we need to act quickly as heck. And please be careful with your cut crease area. You do like the crease where it's cut, get the gist of it. Be careful with that area because, well, I always mess up. Alright, so the next shade that we're going to be going in with is this beautiful shade right over here. Is Conulin. I don't know how to pronounce it, so my bad for mispronouncing it. The brush that we're going to be using is the Morphe M522 brush. It's not the same one, I just happen to have the same one. It's a different that I've had. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I'm not dusting it off. We have to act quickly because the concealer is still wet and I still want it to grab on. Alright, so I'm just pressing it on my eye really quickly here and gently as well. I don't want you guys screwing up your eye. So just like lightly pack it. And you'll see that the concealer is grabbing that beautiful icy shade right over here. This is really pretty. Okay, and it's okay if it gets like a little bit on the pinkish area because we are blending that out. So don't even worry about that. Okay, so the brush that we use for the Blue Monday color, we're gonna go back with this brush, which is the Morphe M573 brush. You can use a clean one. I prefer to use the one that already has pigment with the Blue Monday on it because I'm gonna go back to my outer corner right over here, and where the pink is, I'm blending it. I want to create a gradient right over there as well, and just so it won't look as harsh. And by the way, there is no product, so don't even like, I mean, if you want to put product, go ahead. I just want to get the main blend going. And if you have to press down on your eye a little bit, go on right ahead, but just do it gently because I'm doing it gently. I don't want you guys getting injured. I don't want you guys going to your optometrist saying, oh, you know, Kathy told me to press hard. I told you to do it at your own pace. And if you want to switch positions, switch angle positions, switch brush positions, go on right ahead. Take your time with this as well. I'm starting from the top and then going down. And it's okay if it's a little messy because we're gonna be going over it with liner anyways. Well, I am. If you guys want to rock that no eyeliner look, hey, you know, do it. At the end of the day, this is your look at the end of the day. I'm just providing you an example of how I got here. Okay, so this is what I did right now. I dipped onto the palette like this, like 2 or 3 times, I forgot. I dipped into the palette really lightly, only the tip of the brush. I did not dust it off, and then I'm going back in here. I'm packing it on this corner, okay? And I'm just blending it really lightly. As I mentioned earlier, we are creating a gradient. So take your time blending, you guys. This is here. I'm letting you know that you have to be careful at this point because you already have your desired color. Take your time. Be gentle with your eye. I hope that you guys can see this. Remember, you guys, you gotta trust the process and you gotta believe in it and you gotta keep on going, okay? All right, I'm going back in with the color Untouchable, which is the pink color. We're gonna retouch it on the eye right now. The brush that I'm still gonna continue using is the Morphe M522 brush. All right, so I'm just packing on the color here. Okay, I packed from the bottom and then like patted down on the going down, like patted like going down, if that makes sense, really lightly. Okay, I'm just doing back and forth because I'm keeping this gradient that we have going, and then I'm creating another gradient where the white shimmery shade is. All right, so just keep blending it out. It's okay if it washes out because remember, we're blending it. Your goal right now is to create that gradient, okay? Okay, so as I was blending, I got the desired gradient that I wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my right eye. Then I'm gonna go ahead and apply some eyeliner, so I'll be right back. Okay, are you guys ready for the most satisfying thing? That's satisfying. Okay, so for liner, I went ahead and used the NYX Epic Ink Liner. It looks a little something like this. She's super convenient. As you guys saw, I had the tape. All I had to do was look down, draw it out, and then okay, so I'm gonna do my lashes off camera, and I'm gonna finish the rest of the face. The lashes that I will be using is just the Lily lashes and the style Brooklyn. Okay, I think I got it here. All right. If you guys can see it, great. If not, I'm so sorry. Still learning the camera. All right, so next color of the palette that we're going in with is with this here. The brush that I'm using is the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. Onto the bottom lid. So I'm packing it. And just be careful. You guys must be tired of me getting things in my eye. But that's okay. That's what I do, me getting things in my eye. Right, so next color that we're going in with is this beautiful shade. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe E36 brush. Alright, so I'm dipping the brush into the palette off, and then what I'm doing is just I am just packing it in the inner corner right over here. The pink that we have here as well, and then I'm just gonna be doing little circles around this area to give it like a pop of color. Alright, so I dipped the brush back into the palette, and what we're going to do now is do the brow bone on here, and then I'm getting like a clean brush, the brush that we used earlier that was clean to create the gradient right here. We're going to be creating another gradient. We don't want this super harsh, so what I'm doing is I'm going to start from the inner corner out here like that, brush it out. You're gonna see that because it's shimmery, it's gonna go out all over the place, but that's okay. I mean, I like the effect. If you don't like it, then don't do it. And what I'm doing right now is just a little circle so it can blend beautifully, and we can still have that gradient. Right, going back to the brush, I'm gonna highlight my nose for Crystal Flat. Brush, highlight my nose. I think I have it. I don't know if you guys can see it. And this angle doesn't really allow me, but that's okay. But I trust that it's okay. You guys can see it. The brush that I'm using is the Morphe 441 brush. Alright, so what I like to do is pressing it on there. Press it cheekbone area there, like kind of sticks on there. That's like one benefit of having like oily skin. And you see how there's that glow already. What I'm gonna do now is just like kind of rub it in there in circular motion. I dipped the color into the palette, and so I'm just doing it really brush into the palette, doing it with my Cupid's bow, doing it. The excess that I have, I'm just going to go up and down my nose here. I'm going to do my lips off camera, and I'm going to figure out what to do with my hair. If you guys made it this far, congratulations. And also thank you so much for sticking with me. Carry it sideways like this, but I like sideways because, and of course, prior to doing this tutorial, I went ahead and experimented with the colors as well before I got to where I'm at, which I filmed for you guys. Are very pigmented, and these colors, but that's also a good thing because you can always build up that color, which I like. I guess the way that they were pressed and the pans, but that's okay. Like, I'm not like bothered by it. I know some people will, but at the end of the day, people are just bothered with something. I really like the color story. So for me, this palette, go for me story. It's good. You have like your cool, nudes, like not cool, but like just really cool colors right over here. They're nice. I really like this palette. It complements a lot, and I really like that it complements my skin tone as well. Okay, so now that we're done reviewing the palette, I just want to say thank you for hanging in there, pulling through for me. Just keep pushing. I just want to not give up. And the only person that has your back is you. You got to pull yourself up. You got to be your own cheerleader. And I'm just telling you this because I'm not gonna lie to you. I just want to let you guys know. It's really hard sometimes to. You guys know that it's okay not to feel like yourself, but remember, you gotta have you. You gotta push yourself out there. Thank you guys for watching the show. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.